Welcome. Today, we bring you a heartwarming moral story filled with wisdom and inspiration. We hope you enjoy watching it and discover a valuable life lesson that stays with you long after the story ends. So, sit back, relax, and let's begin this meaningful journey together. This is a story of the true wealth. A long time ago, in a beautiful and prosperous village named Anandpur, lived a very wealthy merchant named Seth Thunraj. He possessed everything: wealth, a grand mansion, carriages, and servants. But despite all of this, Seth Thunraj was extremely greedy and arrogant. He always believed that money was the most powerful and important thing in the world. He avoided helping the poor and remained immersed in his own pride. At the other end of the same village lived a simple and hardworking farmer named Sohan with his elderly mother. Sohan did not have much money or land, but he had a very big heart. Whatever he earned from working in the fields all day, he would always set aside a portion of it to help those in need. Everyone in the village respected Sohan immensely because he was always the first to step forward to help others in times of trouble. Once, a severe drought struck that kingdom. For several months, not a single drop of rain fell. Rivers dried up, fields turned barren, and people began to suffer desperately for drinking water and food grains. During this calamity, everyone retreated into their homes and started hiding whatever little grain they had left. Seth Thunraj had a massive go-down warehouse full of food grains. He decided to exploit the situation. He began telling the villagers that grains were running out, so he would sell his stock at extremely high prices. He forced those who couldn't afford the money to mortgage their land and homes to him. The entire village was distressed and troubled by the Seth's behavior, but no one dared to speak up against him. On the other hand, Sohan had very little grain left to feed his mother and family. However, he saw that the young children and elderly of the village were suffering from hunger. Sohan said to his mother, "Mother, if we eat this grain ourselves, we will survive, but our neighbors will die of hunger. Our duty teaches us to serve humanity." His mother smiled and supported her son's decision. After this, Sohan distributed half of the grain left in his house among the hungry villagers. He worked day and night to help people. Seeing Sohan's courage and benevolence, a few other farmers also overcame their hesitation and stepped forward to extend a helping hand. Within a few days, news of the drought reached the king. The king was a very just and compassionate ruler. He decided to visit the village himself to assess the situation. When the king arrived, he heard two completely different stories. On one side was the story of Seth Thunraj, who was robbing people of their land and money even in times of crisis. And on the other side was the story of Sohan, who, despite having almost nothing, fed the hungry and served the village with complete dedication. The king immediately ordered his soldiers to take control of Seth Thunraj's warehouse and distribute all the grain among the villagers free of charge. The king summoned Seth Thunraj to the court for his greed and tyranny, confiscated his entire property into the state treasury, and sent him to prison. In contrast, the king was deeply pleased with Sohan's selfless spirit and sacrifice. He invited Sohan to his court, honored him with a grand award, and entrusted him with the responsibility of the village's vast fields so that he could serve the welfare of everyone even better. This story teaches us that greed and arrogance always lead to a bad end. Those who help others during times of adversity are the ones who become truly great. Money may be here today and gone tomorrow, but the wealth of good deeds and benevolence stays with a person forever. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. If you enjoyed this moral journey, please like, comment, and subscribe to join our growing community. We look forward to bringing you more meaningful stories soon.